now for our next news special report.
Imagine a moment in history where chaos reigns in our streets and the usual channels of authority are slow to respond. That's the scene that former President Donald Trump paints as he unveils a plan, one that could alter the fabric of our nation's approach to unrest. And he's not just talking, he's promising action, an approach rooted in history, but bold in its application today. So what could this mean for the streets of America? How will this reshape the balance of power between federal and state authorities? And most importantly, what does this mean for you, the American citizen? These questions hang in the air, thick with implications, so stay with us as this special report uncovers the layers of Trump's declaration, exploring a path rarely taken in American history. And you don't want to miss the groundbreaking analysis and our final thought and perspective that could redefine how you see our republic's future. Now, before diving deeper into our story, let's talk about something crucial in these trying times. Just like President Trump's strategy to cut through red tape with decisive action, you too can take control, this time over your skyrocketing energy bills. In a world where uncertainty looms over our finances, tens of thousands are turning to this remarkable little device. Where did I put it? It's right here. This little device, this gadget, small yet mighty, stabilizes electrical currents, curbs dirty electricity, and safeguards your appliances, much like how a strong policy aims to protect our streets. Plug it into your home's outlet to dramatically lower energy consumption, echoing the efficiency we seek in governance. Grab this opportunity to save 66% and more at don'twastepower.com. That's don'twastepower.com. Order now and take charge. Now, in an era where American cities are grappling with increasing unrest, former President Donald J. Trump has issued a rallying cry that echoes through the corridors of history. Trump, known for his unapologetic stance and direct approach, is not just waiting for invitations from local authorities to intervene. Instead, he's eyeing a bold move, leveraging a law from 1795 known as the Insurrection Act to address the riots and upheaval that's plaguing our nation's urban landscapes. Well, this isn't just another political statement lost in the whirlwind of daily news. It's a potential turning point on how federal authority intervenes in local issues. Trump's declaration made at a rally in Iowa was not just rhetoric, but a clear indication of his readiness to act decisively. He highlighted the dire state of cities like Chicago and New York, labeling them as crime dens. And Trump's words resonate with many Americans who feel let down by their local leaders' inability to maintain order and safety. Here they are.
You look at these cities, our great cities are, New York City is a crime den. Chicago is a crime den. You look at these great cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco, you look at what's happening to our country. We cannot let it happen any longer. And one of the other things I'll do, because you know you're supposed to not be involved in that. You just have to be asked by the governor or the mayor to come in. The next time, I'm not waiting. One of the things I did was let them run it, and we're going to show how bad a job they do. Well, we did that. We don't have to wait any longer. We got to get crime out of our cities. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Kim, thank you very much.
Now, for context, the Insurrection Act of 1795 is a federal law that empowers the U.S. president to deploy military and National Guard troops within the United States in specific circumstances, such as to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, and rebellion. The act, though old, remains a powerful tool in the presidential arsenal, a testament to the foresight of our nation's founders. The act has been invoked several times in our history, notably during the 1992 Los Angeles riots and the 1968 race riots following Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. Now, these instances highlight the act's pivotal role in maintaining national stability. Trump's approach to the riots is a departure from the more cautious stance typically adopted by U.S. presidents. By signaling his willingness to use the Insurrection Act, Trump is drawing a line in the sand. He's not just challenging the status quo, but rewriting the rules of engagement between federal and state governments. It's a move that's both lauded and criticized by supporters as a necessary step to restore order, while detractors view it as an overreach of executive power. Now, the Associated Press, in their recent analysis, points out the aggressive nature of Trump's plan. It's not just about deploying military force, it's about a broader strategy to tackle what he perceives as a systemic failure in local governance. This includes his intention to begin mass deportations of illegal immigrants and reinstating travel restrictions from countries affected by radical Islamist terrorism. Now, this narrative isn't just about law and order. It's also about political will and the use of presidential power. Joseph Nunn, a national security specialist, underscores this by noting that the principal constraint on the president's use of the Insurrection Act is more political than legal. Presidents have shied away from this option, weary of being seen as authoritarian, yet Trump seems unfazed by these concerns, perhaps viewing this as a necessary measure to protect American citizens and their properties. However, there is a legal and ethical debate here too. Nunn has called for legislation to limit the use of the Insurrection Act, highlighting the risks involved. Military personnel, while bound to follow lawful orders, face severe consequences for obeying unconstitutional commands. This places them in a precarious position, balancing duty with legal and moral obligations. Adding to this complex tapestry, Michael O'Hanlon from the Brookings Institute offers a counterpoint. He acknowledges the institutional checks and balances in place which could temper a president's ability to act unilaterally, but he also concedes that Trump has a knack for crafting a semi-logical narrative that could create a scenario justifying the use of the Insurrection Act. Now, Trump's reference to the Insurrection Act isn't just a throwback to an old law. It's a reminder of the enduring relevance of our founding principles. Now, these principles were designed to ensure stability and order while respecting the balance of power between the federal government and the states. And by contemplating the use of this act, Trump is tapping into a constitutional tool that has been sparingly used but remains a crucial part of our legal framework. The last president to invoke this act was George H.W. Bush during the 1992 Los Angeles riots. Now, this historical precedent sets a bar for Trump's potential actions. It's a reminder that while the act is a powerful tool, its use is a significant decision fraught with political, legal, and ethical implications. The amplification and the application of the Insurrection Act has been diverse, from addressing civil disturbances to enforcing desegregation. This flexibility is both its strength and its point of contention. It allows a president to respond swiftly to crisis, but also raises concerns about the centralization of power and the potential for its misuse. In sum, Trump's announcement is more than just a political statement. It's a testament to his willingness to break with tradition and take decisive action. Whether one views this as a necessary step towards restoring order or an overreach of presidential authority, it undoubtedly sparks a critical conversation about the balance of power in our republic. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. This isn't just about staying updated, it's about being part of a community that values direct action and decisive leadership in times of crisis. Now, in conclusion, Trump's bold declaration to use the Insurrection Act is a clarion call for restoring order in a nation beleaguered by lawlessness, arguably a direct result of leftist policies that have been soft on crime. His decisive stance, while evoking images of martial law and authoritarianism, is a necessary response to the chaos that has ensued. It's a sad reality that such measures are even considered, but this is the state that our nation has been driven to, a state where the rule of law hangs by a thread. Trump's plan, though controversial, reflects a leader willing to confront the decay wrought by misguided policies. Perhaps the lawlessness we witness today is not an accident, but a design to undermine the very fabric of our republic. In these tumultuous times, Trump's willingness to act to uphold the rule of law is not just commendable, it might just be the lifeline our nation needs.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.